Welcome to the Fab and Flashy Show where elegance meets empowerment. I'm your host, Bree Wilson. And if you're a woman who's 35 plus, this is your show because we will discuss so much that you can relate to. And be sure to come back soon because each week we drop a brand new episode. Today, for our Power of Reinvention series, we're highlighting a woman whose courage, resilience, and spirit redefine what strength looks like. She's a United States Marine Corps veteran, a wife, a mother, an adaptive athlete, and a woman who has turned adversity into purpose. Today, we sit down with the incredible Samantha. She's going to talk about her journey through amputation, healing, motherhood, identity, fitness, and faith. What it truly means to reinvent your life from the inside out. This is not a story of survival, it's a story of power. Samantha, welcome to the Fab and Flashy Show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Samantha. So, Samantha, before everything people see today, the athlete, the Marine, the advocate, we just want to know, who were you? So tell us, what shaped the woman that you've become?
I guess starting from the beginning, my childhood, I had a very rough upbringing, rough childhood, and going through things that children should probably not experience. It kind of just put my head on a swivel all the time. I wanted better for myself. I told myself I can't be in this situation forever. I won't be like other people that I see in my life. And I guess from there it all started. I put all my focus in my grades and in sports, and that's really where my love for being an athlete came from.
Now, what led you to join the United States Marine Corps? And first of all, I just have always admired Marine Corps women. I'm an Army veteran myself, but you Marine Corps ladies, it's another level.
The fewer the prouder. Yes. So like I said, I was going through a lot of things when I was younger. I was in high school, was very depressed, and I wasn't eating. I was just having a really hard time. So I got really lightheaded one day in the hallway, and I fell down. And next thing I know, I'm being picked up and taken to the nurse's office. And when I open my eyes, I see the stack of ribbons and I see the uniform. It's a recruiter, and they happened to be there that day in the school. And I was going through so much. And I told myself, man, like, if that doesn't, if that doesn't say, like, I'm God and I'm talking to you right now, right here and right now, like, I don't know what will.
How would you say your time in the military shaped your mindset, your discipline, and your resilience?
So my time in the military definitely shaped me all around to the person that I am now. I still have the mindset, even though I've been out a few years. I still have the mindset like if you're on time, you're late. So I'm still a little early. It's just it kind of shaped me to be who I am now and have dedication and discipline to myself, my family. Now being an adaptive athlete, it takes a lot. It takes a toll more mentally than anything. And even starting in boot camp, they teach you like most of this is mental. You can get through it, and that's really what gets me through almost everything.
I could definitely say that Marine identity still lives in you
Oh
with
yes,
everything.
definitely.
So, can you walk us through your story of what happened in the moment that ultimately led to your amputation?
So in 2017, I started feeling not so well. I was working a lot of hours. I was doing a lot of marketing for the Marine Corps, and I took a nap. And when I woke up from my nap, I couldn't feel my legs. Um, it was it was from literally the feeling of 0 to 100. Like I was freaking out. I had my mom call 911, and they thought I was having a stroke, or maybe I don't know, like maybe you pinched a nerve. I was getting all the answers in the book, like A through Z. And mind you, at the time, I was so young. I was maybe 23 at the time. So I never really got the full feeling back in my leg. I had to wear a brace and I was in a wheelchair. I was using crutches. I was using all these assistive devices you could think of. I was going through tests left and right. And come to find out, I was diagnosed with MS, with multiple sclerosis, at 23 years old. And I was told, you are probably not going to be able to stay in the Marine Corps. And, at the time you're going through the med board, I had never heard of MS before. And so I go to see, the Navy doctor. They take me to the nearest base. He's looking at my file. He's like, "Oh, it says here that you have MS." And I'm like, "Well, what is that? Like, something's wrong with my back? Like, I'm gonna be fine. I get to go back to work, right?" He's like, "No, no, no." He broke it down to me and said it's a lifelong thing. Um, I broke down crying. I called my boss. Like, she was a sergeant major at the time. So I called her and I'm like crying. And she's like, "It's going to be okay." Like, so a few months go by and I make a little progression, but I never got all the feeling back in my leg. And I ended up developing a disease in my foot and ankle from all the nerve damage. And I went from walking to losing a leg within a matter of 4 months. Yeah, so it was a lot. I got out of the Marine Corps, and shortly after, like maybe 4 months after, I lost my leg, and it was hard. It was rough. But I'm just thankful on the outlook that I have on I guess on the outlook I have on life, my mentality. I'm always the one in the room that's like, the glass is half full. And so that's really gotten me through a lot.
That had to be just devastating because already you had a major blow with no longer you going to the medical board. You're thinking, okay, doctor's going to fix this. I'm going to go back on with my career. And you're no longer in the Marine Corps. Then after you became an amputee, how did you, because clearly you didn't let that define you. How did you
But
navigate hearing the word amputation?
honestly, it wasn't something that I had even thought about or considered an option for me until about 2 months before it actually happened. Um, I thought it was going to be in a wheelchair in pain the rest of my life. And I kind of had to come to terms with, okay, if I lose this little part of my body, I will gain myself back. There's so much that I can do still or continue to do if I just lose this little part of me. And that's how I kept telling myself. Even the process, like laying in the hospital, like the night of the surgery, I had fresh amputation, and of course, it's painful even with medication. And I'm laying there, like gripping the sheets and telling myself, "No pain, no pain, no pain, no pain, no pain." And I'm just whispering, like, "No pain, no pain," crying myself to sleep because I really didn't want it to affect me. Like, I tried so hard to stay on the bright side all the time.
At that moment, like you said, the night before surgery, you know that your life is drastically going to change, but
Mhm.
instead of just collapsing, you just felt the need to rise, and you made
Correct.
that decision at that time. As far as your support system in your village, what role did your family, especially your husband and children, play in that early phase of recovery and just figuring out how to maneuver life?
I actually have a wife. I have a wife, and we have a little boy. Um, and at the time, um, she was going through joining the military herself, and so I was staying with my parents, and they helped out so much, going through the whole process. Like, even her command, they allowed her to take family medical leave so that she could be there for everything. I'm grateful for everybody that we had during the time. And my little boy, still doesn't understand um the whole meaning behind it. So he tells all his friends, "Oh, well, my mommy's leg got bit off by a crocodile." So that's the story he took and ran with.
So obviously you're into fitness. How did fitness and movement help you rebuild your life after this amputation? Because I mean, you have people who have all of their limbs, and for whatever reason, they aren't in fitness, but you were adamant.
My love for fitness came from, being a student athlete growing up, being a Marine, and just kind of stuck with me. It was something I knew. It was a comfort thing. So I told myself I'm never going to allow myself to say, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I'm going to tell myself these are the things that I'm still able to do. I can still do this, just a little different. And and honestly, I can still do almost everything. Like I do, I lift weights, I squat heavy weight, I run, I jump, I do all of the things. I ride bikes now. I've recently had to relearn how to ride a bike. So I'm doing everything I can to keep my body moving. It's something that I will not take for granted.
I was at an event about 2 years ago with the Paralyzed Veterans of America,
Mhm.
and they ride bikes. These guys, there was only maybe two ladies out there, but mostly guys. I mean, I couldn't keep up with them. And I learned so much because my spouse has some disabilities and he has low vision. So, we don't know what the future of his vision would look like. And I was talking with one of the guys riding the bikes, and he was telling me that they have a gun range for people who are blind. They go by sounds. My husband's a retired law enforcement officer, so I had never heard of that, but my husband had heard of it. But I just thought it was just great how you have all of these options. So so what does adaptive training look like for you? And I would say, what were you most surprised about? Because you don't clearly have the limitations, I guess, that most people would think you would have.
The adaptive side of things, I would say it's more the equipment. Um, so a few years ago, I went. So I don't know if you've heard of Walter Reed, the big military hospital in Bethesda.
Yes, I've gone there myself a few times.
Yes. So I went to Colorado with them, with a group of us, amputees, guys in wheelchairs, missing arms, legs, people with cancer, like blind, you just anything you can imagine, any disability that a veteran could have. We were there. Um, and the equipment was the coolest thing for me. Um, I've never seen like it's like a bucket seat and it's on skis, and you see guys coming down the mountain so fast on these things,
Um,
or you see someone that looks like forearm crutches, and it's like the little ski things that it's attached to it, and they have one leg, and they're like, it's called three trekking. So they stand on one leg skiing down the mountain with these two smaller skis attached to these like little handheld things. I did the snowboarding, and the coolest thing for me was all the instructors. They knew exactly how to tell you, like, oh, you have a prosthetic leg, a prosthetic foot. This is how you get it in and out of the boot. This is how you maneuver yourself down the mountain. This is how you stand. This is how, like, everything. And the equipment was just the coolest thing for me. Like, I've had all the feet, all the legs, and like I have a special bodybuilding foot, I have a running foot, I have my everyday foot. Like it's
Wow.
so cool. All of the different kind of adaptive equipment that they have.
Are these things provided by the VA or organizations or
So I currently get my stuff through Walter Reed, but you can get your stuff through the VA. I get my wheelchairs through the VA. I've gotten some prosthetics through the VA. The VA is really good about providing adaptive equipment. Like if you need wheelchairs, scooters, a walker, if you need crutches, I've gotten nice forearm crutches from them, shower chairs. They're really good about medical equipment.
I've seen that because I went to basic training with a guy who is an amputee as well. And he got worse as time progressed. So they built a ramp on the side of his home.
Mhm.
The VA took care of all of that and everything is adaptive. And, they took care of his vehicle. He's able to drive and everything. So it's pretty neat. Um, I would say, as far as that life balance, how do you balance being a mother, a wife, an athlete, and an amputee with your lifestyle change?
I would say, it's all about time management, honestly. So when I wake up in the morning, I can't just pop up out of bed and, hit the ground running. I have to get up, stretch my body, allow my leg, honestly, time to wake up, give it a little, juice for the day. I rub it down. I put on my little socks, my liners, and everything, um, and then I put my prosthetic on and I get going. But it takes me a little bit of time to get out of bed, so I have to tell myself, okay, I have to wake up earlier. I have to be smart with my time, and I get up. I get my kid ready for school. I help my wife get her things ready to go to work. And as soon as I drop off my kid at school, I hit the gym. I do my training and I come home. I start my schoolwork and I wait until basically till it's time to pick up my kid and I'm cooking dinner. Like it's just a balance of time, a lot of time management, especially still doing the things that I want to do and still taking care of myself. I just I keep myself on the front burner versus the back burner because I know that my body, it being the way it is now, like I am handicapped and I have accepted that fact. But I know now that my body needs extra time, extra work, and so I allow myself that extra time during the day to just take care of myself.
You're definitely an inspiration to anyone. You're definitely inspiration to me. But for someone watching who may be going through something similar, that feels broken or defeated or just having those limitations, what would you say to them about trying to start over again?
I would tell them that it's a mindset. It's way more mental than anything. You can do it, and you tell yourself, I'm going to focus on the things that I still can do versus the things that I cannot do. And you will open up your mind to so many more opportunities that way if you really do tell yourself, I'm just going to focus on what I can do. And if there's something that I want to do that I used to do, there's an adaptive way to do it. Like me, I loved running and I lost the leg doesn't mean that, oh, I can't run anymore. That just means I'm going to run a little different.
What part of like of yourself or maybe your identity do you feel like grew stronger after your amputation?
A lot of self reflection. Um, I feel like my inner monologue is always talking to me. And sometimes my inner voice, I actually talk to myself when I'm doing my makeup, when I'm doing my hair. If I say, Sam, I know you're having a bad day, but let's do what we can to have a good day. So on days that I don't feel great, I do my hair. I put extra makeup on. I wear all the jewelry. I pull out my cute outfit. Um, it's a confidence thing for me. Like, I know that I know that missing a leg is hard for me because even walking in public, I see people staring at me and it's almost like, hey, like my eyes are up here. But it's more of a confidence thing for me. Sometimes I feel like I lack it, but I push myself to have confidence. I do what I can to help myself. And I feel like that's gotten me through a lot because when you're walking around with a prosthetic, um, eyes are going to be on you. And I don't allow myself to kind of crumble to the pressure. Um, I push myself to say, okay, Sam, what are we going to do? Like you have a prosthetic one. It's sparkly, usually is a Barbie leg, like, people are gonna look.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
I know that my confidence is definitely something that I work on daily to help myself get through.
I'm sure you have a different outlook on life now. Do you see your journey now as purpose driven? If so, how so?
If you're a big believer in faith, sometimes bad things happen. And you kind of say, God, why me? Like, what is the reason? And I have broken down in tears so much over this question, over feeling, why did these things have to happen to me? I was having such a great time in the military. I wasn't ready to get out. Um, why did I have to lose a leg? Why did I have to go through things that I went through? Like, why does it seems like a never ending list of why? But I, deep down inside, I feel that this did happen for a reason because I am so positive, like, positivity driven, and so, like, strong minded about it. I feel like there might be other people out there that aren't in the same mindset as I am in. And this is for them, for whatever crazy reason God needed me to go through this so that others can see, oh, wow, like, she can do it. I can do it. Like, there's no reason why I can't do it. Maybe it's a guy, maybe it's a girl, maybe it's a child or an older individual. Like, I feel like it is for a reason. And is something that I probably will continue to cry tears over because, it changes you forever. Um, and I feel like it's something that had to happen, not for myself, but for others, to help others.
I think that your message definitely gives hope to other women, children, or anyone, especially those facing medical challenges.
Mhm.
I have a story myself. I was in an abusive marriage, and as I was leaving the marriage, there was an altercation which impacted my spine. So years later, I wanted to get into bodybuilding, but life got in the way. And then after I had my second child, I think it just was too much on my body, so I had to get surgery. I have a plate and screws in my spine and limited mobility. So I'm at the post-op appointment. I'm like, hey, doc, okay, I've been walking, let's do physical therapy. When can I start lifting again? The doctor looked at me and said, oh, you're not going to be able to lift again. And I'm like, wait, what? I've gone through all of this. I went in the military after this situation. I got married again. I had a child. But I fortunately was able to do it. The last competition I had in the middle of prep, I had to get my injections in my spine again. And I'm gonna have to have the surgery repeated again. It's
Mhm.
debilitating, but you just if it's something that you want, you just find a way.
Correct.
Um, how did you get started? I know you had always been active, but how did you get started into your bodybuilding competition? How did that come about?
I actually was scrolling on Instagram one day and I saw, you scrolling and Instagram sometimes suggests things that, like, you might like. So I saw a girl posing in a bikini and I was like, interesting. What is that? And so I click on her profile and I'm going through and I'm like, oh my God, like, this is cool. Like it's like the glam and the hard work and everything, like the girly side, the hardcore side, and
I
everything
love
put
it.
together. And I was so amazed by it. And I told myself, wait, I think I can do that. And I gave it a shot and I did it. And I did great. And I am so ready to do it again.
I love it. I saw your photos. You looked amazing. So was that
Thank
your
you.
first competition?
Yes, it was last year, but I'll be back again this coming May.
Okay, great. Because I know for me, because I thought I wouldn't be able to do that. I didn't care if I came in 20th place. I felt like a winner being there.
Mhm.
And the first competition I had was in 2018, and I came in 8th place. And I said, I'm going to do this again. Then a little bit after that, I started having issues again. I had to get physical therapy, I had to get injections, and then but COVID came because I took a year off, and then I got through that. And finally, this past April, I got into it again, and I had a competition. And in the middle of prep, like I said, I had to start back getting the spinal injections, but I didn't
Mhm.
let that stop me. I started doing lower body, and then I got back into the upper body. And I'm just going to do this as long as God will allow me to. And again, I didn't care if I came in 20th place, but I did come in second place in one category, third place in one category, and first place in another category. And I won my pro card. And
Nice.
I just think that's thank you. I just wanted to open doors for me. I want to encourage and empower other women because there are people that think they may not be able to do this with limitations. I did a fashion show, the Angels fashion show. I don't know if you've heard of that. The Angel Bikini,
Yeah.
they make a lot of the competitive bikinis
Mhm.
for bodybuilding women. And I met a lady at the show who was an amputee as well. So in this space, I just meet so many women that just have amazing journeys. I met a breast cancer survivor. Um, I meet women that I'll be 50 in a few months, but I've met women not in their 60s, but I've met women in their 70s that are doing this. And it's just so amazing. All of these
Yeah.
women I'm meeting with their remarkable stories, and they all just encourage me. So what's next for Sam? What's your next thing as an athlete, a woman, or creator? Like what's next for Sam?
Definitely getting through school. Um, that's my priority right now, but I am still training every day. I'm still going to try to compete every year, and I really want to get into training for a triathlon after my next show.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what are you majoring in school? What are you looking to do with once you finish?
So I'm actually majoring in exercise science. I really want to be a coach.
So, how can people connect with you and follow your journey or support?
If anyone wants to connect with me or see what I'm doing or what I'm up to, my Instagram is probably the best way. I have a funny um, tag. It's Samputee. It's amputee, but with an S at the beginning because my name's Samantha, and a lot of people call me Sam, so Samputee kind of worked out.
Sam, thank you so much for taking time to speak with me today.
Of
You've just
course.
demonstrated that strength isn't about perfection, and your courage and your honesty is just going to give other women permission to rise no matter what life throws at them. So, to every woman watching, your story isn't over. Your body, your mind, your spirit, they can reinvent themselves at any age and after any setback. Um, so, thank you all for joining us on this episode, this powerful episode of the Fab and Flashy Show. Until the next time, be blessed and be encouraged. Goodbye.
Are you behind on your mortgage? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Is your house underwater because you owe more than it's worth? Are you considering trying to get a loan modification on your own? Did you know that less than 5% of people who tried on their own actually got a modification? At the Mortgage Modification Helpline, we know the rules and regulations banks don't want you to know about, and we've helped thousands of people stay in their homes. Are you struggling to keep up? Are you past due on your mortgage? If so, we can help. It doesn't matter if you have bad credit, been turned down, or if you're currently getting the runaround from your lender. The call and consultation is free, and it only takes a few minutes to find out if we can help. So call the Mortgage Modification Helpline today, and let's get your loan modified into one you can afford.
Please call 800-916-1350. That is 800-916-1350.